Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not press the poor. May God, what I seen to make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the Friday. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
I have no idea why my thing paused. This new studio is giving me an awful run for it. It is confusing me. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Thanks, Debbie. I've adjusted the mic. Let me look if I need to do further adjustment. Right, that all looks to be in place. We're meant to be having an update this evening on the happenings in my community. If the signal, one, allows, and two, my cousin is very busy with the relief effort and with the running of his business as well. So quite busy with a very tardy telephone reception, as you can understand the circumstances back home. How is everybody doing? We came back out today for the press conference, you know. It was a load of twaddle. I mean, I'm becoming tired of listening to both sides of the oopsie daisies, both the press conference as well as the sitting of the House of Representatives, because I get frustrated by the no useful information or the just jollification of those in the House. I'm not really feeling it. So, but what I wanted to see today or heard was follow-up questions for Darrell Vaz from the journalist in relation to the information Darrell Vaz gave us about the airline that came down in Florida that was bound to Jamaica, that we're going to go into in a bit. To my community of PAROTTEE and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good evening, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are back at it again. We're back at it. Debbie Jarvis TV, good evening, and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Colleen, good evening. Good evening. Barbara Simpson. Who else is there? Ural John, Dharma, good evening. Charlotte Graham, Sheena Kelly, Monica Wills, Susan Williams, Vatish Morgan, good evening. Opal Watson, good evening. Good evening. How are you doing? Karin Richards, good evening. Good evening. Carla Williams. How is everybody doing? I mean, Carlton Barnes, good evening. The Prime Minister, dismal failure, done it. Continues to just roll along. And whatever little good advice we come across that we think would be useful for the Prime Minister or for the whole ADPEM apparatus, you man from JPS, I want to juke you in your eye, honestly. Take off your glass, juke you in your eye, and put on back the glass. I literally want to do that. But Juliet, you know, so Juliet want us come back to Parliament with the members take your seat this evening again, and the same going over the nursery rhyme. I mean, it has become a nursery rhyme with Juliet and her mic and what question you should ask or your way of asking question. It has become a nursery rhyme now. But we find some useful information that will help a struggling government how to coordinate the relief and rescue effort. How to coordinate the release and rescue effort. Because we see the government has struggled now. Even though the government go on like them have pride and they now call for help, we conscionable enough out here, government. This is how no one help. So all of we out here in a wonderland, and we are screaming and carry on. Somebody may hear we are ball wolf, 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 and run come, because the government does need assistance in how to coordinate the whole of what is confusing the government. So we're going to make fifth element advise the prime minister, as fifth element tend to have some good advice a lot of the time. So we're going to let fifth element advise the prime minister, because this piece of advice is needed, it is necessary, and if implemented, will go a long way to alleviate, one, the feeling of hopelessness, frustration, confusion, destitution, and all of what the people on the ground are experiencing, particularly those who have lost everything but life. So let fifth element advise the Prime Minister, Evan Bradford, how you do. Let fifth element advise the Prime Minister, Charnel Williams, and then we'll come back. Because Andrew need advice. Yeah. Andrew, we say you struggle. We say you struggle, Andrew Wholeness. We say right here now you don't know where your head there and where your foot there. Why we have to jump in and help Prime Minister, the country is feeling it. The people in the disaster zone are feeling it tenfold, Prime Minister. And any little help we can give you to speed up the process, to make sure things is properly coordinated, Prime Minister, we will certainly do so, because what we want to see is the best for the people on the ground. I don't know if that is your top priority. It is for most of us, and that's why many people are advising you, do this, do that. These are the things that are done in the initial stages. These should have been done already. Okay, you have not done them. You need to move with, you like to use this big word, you need to move with alacrity. You need to do this expeditiously, Prime Minister, with speed, with urgency. It's getting out of hand now.
Jamaica, what I'm about to say is going to burn a lot of people's chest. Some of you are going to get vexed, but come close and listen very carefully. What should be happening in Jamaica right now? And I mean right now, not tomorrow, not after another meeting, not after another argument in Parliament while people are floating in flood waters. Jamaica, the western part of our country, is a war zone. Hurricane Melissa was just not a storm. It was a bomb. It dropped on us with Category 5 winds up to 160 miles an hour. It ripped out roads, bridges, lies, entire parishes like St. Elizabeth, Hanover, Westmoreland, left people underwater and marooned. Jamaica, people are trapped in muddy, snake and crocodile infested water. And you are telling me, Jamaica, that we still don't have a national airlift evacuation? Madness. Jamaica, here's what should be taking place. And if I sound a bit angry, it's because lives are being lost while these leaders debate microphones and budgets. Step 1, Jamaica. We need air bridge now. That simply means that the Jamaica Defense Force and the Air Wing should have already established continuous helicopter rotations. They should be evacuating people from these cut-off zones. Like St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, anywhere roads are washed out. Fly them high, take them to ground hubs like Montego Bay, Mandeville. Airport grounds are the JDF forward operation bases. Jamaica, what I'm talking is not fairy tale. It's standard global disaster protocol. The Bahamas did it after Dorian in 2019. The US did it after Katrina. You use helicopters. You do not wait on boats. Why? Because they cannot get past debris. Every 10-minute flight can carry 10 to 20 people to safety. That's what you call an air bridge, Jamaica. And that's what saves lives when the roads are gone. Now here is step 2. Safe zone evacuation. Once you lift them, do not bring them back into chaos. You bring them to safe zones, such as schools, stadiums, and high ground compounds where medical teams, portable toilets, and clean water are there. Then you bus them to shelters further inland. Jamaica, that's how you stop diseases before it starts. Because right now, Jamaican people are walking in contaminated water, full of sewage, full of fuel, full of dead bodies. And Jamaica, this is a perfect brew for leptospirosis, dysentery, and cholera. Jamaica, you do not drop food into that type of water. You get people out of it. Feed them, clean them, heal their wounds, register them and keep them alive. Step 3, Jamaica. We need a unified command. This is where ODPEM, Jamaica Defense Force, and the Prime Minister's office should be one voice. One map showing where rescue helicopters went. How many people were airlifted? Which communities are still trapped? Then they should have daily 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. updates. Not silence, Jamaica, not confusion, and not social media citizens doing the job of the state. You coordinate rescue grids, square by square, mile by mile, until every maroon community is reached. Jamaica, that's what real leadership looks like. Step 4, Jamaica. Medical and wash response. You see, at every safe zone, water tanks, chlorination tablets, emergency toilets and field medics, tetanus shot, antibiotic, boil water and hand washing stations. If you don't do that, everything that I just said within the first 48 hours, disease is going to explode. And this is not theory, Jamaica. This is data from every flood disaster within the Caribbean. Step 5, Jamaica. We need transparent communication. Every Jamaican needs to know which parishes are stable, which ones are being evacuated, and how they can reach for help. We should have radio bulletins, drone mapping, community loudspeakers. Not rumors, Jamaica. And right now, silence is unaliving people faster than the waters. So now, Jamaica, let's look at the facts. St. Elizabeth and Black River Plain is still flooded and thousands are still cut off. Bridges collapsed in Westmoreland and Hanover. Cell towers are down. And the official death toll keeps rising. And that's while some bodies are still under debris. Jamaica, you cannot assess your way out of that. You have to act your way out of that. Jamaica, listen to me. This is not politics, you know. This is survival. The Jamaica Defense Force has helicopters, and the United States military has already offered assistance. So Jamaica, we need to use them. Activate international air support if it's necessary, because pride does not rescue people, action does. We're talking about Jamaicans that have been stranded now for weeks. No electricity, no water, no medicine. And the next threat is not the hurricane, it's diseases, it's starvation, it's despair, and it's trauma. Yes, they can need an air bridge operation. No. Airlift the survivors out and transport them to safe zones. Deliver medical care and search every inch of flooded ground. Then once people are safe, we rebuild properly with drainage, seawalls, and emergency air bases in every region. Because Jamaica, right now, we're not just losing homes, we're losing trust. The government is supposed to protect, not debate. Command, not argue. And they're supposed to move fast when disaster strikes. So I'm saying this on behalf of every mother with their children that has been marooned, every elder that's sitting there waiting for help, every young youth going through these chest-deep, flood, murky waters trying to find their families. Activate the Jamaica Defense Force fully, not partially. Call in every aircraft. Airlift, evacuate, and rescue now. Don't tell me recovery is coming. Don't tell me about no assessment. We are in the response phase, and delay means death. This is war zone protocol, and Melissa was the bomb. So treat it like war. Save the people of Jamaica first, and everything else can wait.
Treat it like it's a war zone. Because when you look upon the craters in my community, all heap of them, you realize that this ought to be treated like a war zone, because the entire place, particularly across Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth, looks like a war zone. I promise you to bring updates from my community. My cousin have joined the stream now. Mr. Bennett is the People's National Party Council caretaker for the Mountainside Division, who run for the last local government election. He's on the ground in St. Elizabeth in the community, and he is now going to give us an update as to what is happening on the ground. Mr. Bennett, good evening and welcome to Global TV.
Hi, good evening, cousin. How you doing? Thank you for having me.
It is as stressful as it can be, cousin, being not there and given all what the community is going through.
Right. Trust me, the situation on the ground is very much heartbreaking. PAROTTEE and surrounding communities is nothing like what you used it to be. The memories that you had, those memories probably would have erased, because it's a total new thing in PAROTTEE. The entire community is devastated. 98% of the houses are affected. The houses that are standing, only the structure probably is there, but the roofs are gone. Trees are down. The entire fisherman village has been decimated. Ground zero that has been flattened. All the boats that used to be their livelihoods have been destroyed. The roads becomes unbearable because they were impassable for 2 weeks, and the people, the community resident, they could not move from one area to another, so they were marooned and they were not able to get any help or any relief. But thankfully, I had to reach out to the now member of parliament, Floyd Green, to let him know, man, listen, the people of PAROTTEE needed some help and you need to pay some attention to them. And after I reached out to him, he told me that the contractor was assigned, and the JPS people they were assigned to start, clearing the roads so that people could have access, and so that the aid that the people really needs could have reached them. And thankfully, within 3 days after we had that conversation, I heard that and I saw when I went back that the roads were cleared to a point. But there is a very dangerous, what I would say, a very dangerous situation where the hurricane had split the road open in two, and it tragically had washed away one of our cousins, you know, and the road is still not fixed yet. So I've spoken to the MP about that. But the process is too slow, you know, as it relates to that. So, because the people really need help, the people really, 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 really need help. We have not heard from any local representative, elected representative, as it relates to what are the recovery process and what is the recovery plan for Southwest St. Elizabeth. Have not heard, a clear plan as to what the people should expect, because many persons are, very anxious now. They're very distressed. They don't know what to expect at this point in time, because many of them that had brick houses, some of the houses are flattened, you know, and many persons that have board structure, they're all gone. Many persons that have many appliances, they're no longer there. They're no longer in sight. So many persons are left now to start right over, especially imagine a family that have children, grandparents, daughter, son, brother, sister, how extended that family is, and they have to pick up now the pieces to start right over. But we have not heard a clear plan, a clear structure from the elected representatives of Southwest. What is it that the residents should expect? And I believe that he should come out and, you know, ease the anxiety, ease the anxiousness of the residents, and let them know what is it that they are doing, what is it that they should expect, when is it that they should look for some remedial support from whatever group, and what is the recovery process and plan for each community that has been devastated by the hurricane. It is ostensibly bad, my cousin.
What is the mental health of the community like, the community and the family like, given the devastation we are experiencing and the loss we have experienced as the consequences of the devastation?
Well, you know, we're trying to support each other because we have to try to cling as a group, to offer that sort of support that is really needed to prevent any deterioration of any mental issues. We try to stay connected as much as we can, even though the connectivity is not it is not good in the area. We try to huddle and talk and try to support each other and not go down the road of being depressed as the situation is. And we try not to lament too much on the devastation, because that can further trigger a lot of mental neurons that can cause life-threatening mental issues. So we are trying as a community to be supportive of each other, you know, and not lead down the road of depression, stress, and all the other triggers that can cause an even greater deterioration of the mental issues, because the situation in itself can cause one to become very much um, mentally challenged, to be honest. When you
Hmm.
look at
Hmm.
a person that have like a 3-story building, persons that had real business investment, persons that have good wealth, persons that were comfortable. And when you look at the situation when they return, that they return to absolutely nothing, 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 ground zero. Boy, I don't want a worse situation than that. That can be a trigger for mental problems. But I understand that some mental health team have been set up where persons
Mhm.
can seek counseling and so forth. Because even our church that we usually attend on the beach, it's no longer what we use it to be, what we know
Yeah,
it
I've
to
seen
be.
the devastation of it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Sometimes the support usually come from the church in these times, but the church structure is no longer there. But we're trying as
For
a
the
group,
people,
Go ahead.
for the people who their home, who have lost their home completely or suffered severe structural damage, is the school still operating as a shelter?
No, the party school was devastated as well. It was
Mm.
badly damaged. So the school cannot offer no support at this time because it is not in a habitable position to do that. So the only support housing that we usually have now is in Newell. It's the housing hub for people, yeah, man, that people don't have anywhere because the party school, it was totally devastated during the hurricane, both the primary and the basic school.
How have you managed to get around to the other communities within the division?
Yes, man, I have been to Vineyard, I have been to Arlington, I've been to Ponside, I've been to Hopewell, I've been to Hilltop. This week I'll be making my way through Mountainside, Banting. I drove through Burn Savannah. But the situation is no different in any area. I don't believe that anyone was really spared because in Vineyard, most of the houses are flat to the ground in
Wow.
Vineyard as well. Yeah, man. Trust me, the rebuilding process is gonna take a very long time. But it's gonna require some serious planning and some serious um, recovery measures put in place for us to get to where we were. Trust me, it is bad.
How are you assisting the people on the ground through this tragic time?
Well, I have been an advocate. Number one, I have been an advocate for them. I try to advocate and to bring light to their situation and what they're experiencing so that persons out there within the different authorities can understand the plight of the persons on the ground and can bring real solutions to address these issues. Additionally, I have been getting some support from friends and families that donated to me um, and my personal funds. We prepared care packages and we have distributed to the communities within the division. On Sunday, we have gone in the community. We served Ponside, Hopewell, Vineyard Sunday. We went to Parottee. We went to Windad. Um, and we went to Hilltop, and we have brought over 200 care packages to them. But one of the main things that people have been asking for is water. Water remains the top priority, the top need in many of these districts because there is absolutely no water. And this week I'm doing a water drive, to raise some funds to get water into the areas, to buy water, bring to them, and freeze water too because people, the temperature is very hot down there, so people perhaps need some cooling. So I've been planning to take some ice down there, to distribute as well. So I have been doing my little part, trying to be very impactful in this very
Mhm.
little way. try to serve as many people as I can reach, because a time for togetherness, it's a time for unity, and it's a time for us to come together so that we can recover stronger.
Have you had any like working relationship with Mr. Sangster as the sitting councillor? How both of you assist the communities within the division throughout this disaster?
To be frank, I have not heard from the sitting councillor. Neither have persons in the area that have spoken to, heard or seen him since the disaster. Perhaps even from the time he won, his presence has not been felt in no part in the division at all. And I think the erosion of leadership as it regards to that has been, diminished in a way where people now need you as a local representative, and they have to be figuring out things on their own when it is that you're elected to a duty and you're not able to execute on the people's behalf, and those are the people that elected you. So in truth and in fact, he has not been seen, he has not been heard, and he's like a no show in this game where people really need him more than ever.
As to the environmental structural damage within the community, such as those massive craters, not so much the breakaway in the road at the moment, there's other craters within the community. Have they make any move to start bringing solution to those?
I have not seen any real progress as it relates to that as yet, because separated apart from the road that needs to be fixed, there's a lot of debris on the ground, that needs to be removed. Human feces and human waste. A lot of people are left to do that anywhere, which makes the place inhabitable. So when you walk through the community, odor and the place does smell different, stagnant. Dead animal feces and carcasses are, underground in the water. The environment is just stagnant, and it is really inhabitable now. We need a serious cleanup. So we're asking the NSWMA to come out and do a thorough cleanup in PAROTTEE. Burn what needs to be burned. People are trying to do that, and remove the waste, the excess garbage, the excess carcasses. And also, if the local representative can, of course, contribute some portable toilets to the homes, that is really needed, because many persons, when they excrete, they don't know where to do that, and many of them.
Would that be a conversation that you could have with Floyd Green at the moment?
I need to, yes, and one of the points I plan to raise with him, because that is really needed, and it's a environmental risk. It's a hazard to our environment,
Have
and our
have the
people.
public health department visited the community?
I have not heard that. No, I have not heard that. Not at all.
What
Because
about
as a public
JPS?
health,
Have JPS started any work within the community?
no rebuilding effort has started, no progress. From about 3 days ago, last week, when the road was cleared, there has not been any presence of the JPS team on the ground. Not at all. So the people are fearful that they may not get back any electricity for now, which is really bad.
Mhm. What
Because
I
some
would suggest, I would suggest you do a follow up with Floyd and some of these things if Mr. Sangster is not available at the moment, because Floyd is taking a lead across the entire constituency. So
yes, man, most
I think
definitely.
it would be best to have that environmental conversation with him.
Yes. Oh yes.
Take the time at the moment to, as you're going to do your water drive this week as well. Take the time to promote your GoFundMe. It is pinned in the top of all the chats and the channels. So um, talk to people about your GoFundMe and your water drive that you'll be having uh, coming up soon.
Right. So thank you for this opportunity. So everyone, as you can see, that I'm a main advocate for the people of St. Elizabeth, in particular the surrounding districts of PAROTTEE, Black River, um, Vineyard, Spice Grove, Hilltop, Mountainside. These are communities that were devastated by the recent passage of Hurricane Melissa. This hurricane has resulted in many of the brick structures has been flattened, and many of the board houses structures are flattened, displacing many lives right across. It is so heartbreaking, and it is really devastated when you look at the situation to even know that many families are left out in the cold, because many families with children that does not have anywhere to go, they're sleeping in mildew. So my family has been affected because my mother house is split in two, and my grandmother's house is totally demolished. My aunt's house is totally gone as well. The roof is gone, the entire house is broken in two. um and this is a situation right across the length and breadth of the community and the surrounding communities that are adjoining. And it is just heartbreaking to know that we have to pick up the rubbles from ground up. So what I have done, I have created a GoFundMe to solicit funds to start the rebuilding process. And I'm asking you kindly for your contribution and your support in this regard, because your help will help us to start the recovery and the rebuilding process of purchasing any material that is needed, and it probably may go towards purchasing food, may go towards purchasing, as I said, the well needed water, because water is one of the main needs. As I go across the community each week, persons have been asking, do you have water? Do you have water? We really need water. Really need water. People have said to me that they have not even taken a bath in 3 days, and we know we have the sea behind us, and that is the only thing that they said that they can use the bath. And it is heartbreaking, when you listen to some of the stories that people tell you, as they go through this dark period. I know that we are still resilient people. We will bounce back stronger, but with your help, it will accelerate the process, and we'll be able to do so together, because we need unity and we need strength and we need the support from every single body that is out there to offer a helping hand to us so that we can recover stronger as a nation, because this rebuilding process, I think, will take a long time, and it's going to require the support of everybody. So whatever it is that you can contribute to the rebuilding of my GoFundMe, the money will not go towards my family alone. It will go towards serving the entire community and other adjoining communities that are around. So I'm asking you, if it is that you really can contribute, you share the link with somebody that you know might can contribute, and you spread the word that we are in dire need, and whatever it is that you can contribute, it is greatly appreciated, because nothing in this time is too small, or nothing in this time is too big for us to contribute towards this dire need. So I'm looking forward to the support, and I hope that when we get it, we can start some work as it relates to the rebuilding process. Thank you.
On the matter of education, given how damaged and twisted and bended our community is at the moment, all infrastructure are down. How does education look for our children across the St. Elizabeth in particular going forward?
Well, it seems as though the government needs to have a streamline plan as it relates to housing our children because they are displaced right over because I don't think the children will be able to go back to school for now. Probably next year because it's only December left in this year. Probably about January, February.
Mhm.
And it will cause a setback in terms of the learning pattern of our children because they are, although they are children, they are seeing what is happening and they probably experience trauma, and psychological issues. So those are factors that may impede their learning going forward that I think that we should take in consideration. I think the education structure of the students in St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, and Trelawney, it is not coordinated. The plan and the real structure is not coordinated, and it is in shambles now as we speak. And we need a total reset on how we need to reintroduce them back into the education system. Because to date, I don't think the Ministry of Education has toured St. Elizabeth extensively to understand what is it that is happening on the ground as it relates to the different schools and the account of the children because many schools are not still not able to account for all the children, you know and I think the education ministry need to take a concerted effort to deploy workers in the field to ensure that all its students are accounted for, and so that when they now are accounted for, how is it that they can reintroduce them back into the education system, whether it's to transfer them to schools that are not affected in the corporate area, or set up online learning hubs, or give them resources that are needed to enhance learning capacity. They really do need that. So the education ministry needs to take these things into consideration so that our children are not left behind, and so that the literacy rate does not fall below what it is now, because Jamaica does not have a high literacy rate as we speak.
Is there anything else that you want to share with us? That point, any point that you have not covered, you want to share with us?
Well, I just want to implore everybody just to um, be united as a nation and just to offer a helping hand where you can, because the death toll this morning, when I heard it, it was at 48, and there are many persons that are still searching for family members. So in one way or the other, many persons' lives have been affected. And when disaster really happens, it affects all of us. It affects us as a nation, as a country, as a family, and it really hits home. So with power and our resilient nature and with humility, I think that we can bounce back stronger, but it's going to require the assistance of everybody in order for us to reach where we want to reach. The recovery process will be long, yeah? But if it is that we have the support from each other and we are able to pull together, then I think that it can be bearable. So I just want to um, big up everybody who has been contributing towards different efforts and who have been impacting the lives of the people in St. Elizabeth, because they really, really, really need it. People across Lacovia, Magati, that were not reached. I heard that they were given some aid on the weekend, which I'm grateful for. People in Quick Step, that Thornton area, they were never reached. And Grange Hill, those other areas that were never reached. I heard that they
Mhm.
have been given some assistance there, and anywhere Persons can reach to offer a helping hand, whether to help clean up from the rubbles or to help nail up and to restructure a person's home. You know, that is really needed right across St. Elizabeth. If you're a carpenter and you want to volunteer your service, you can contact me at 870-3360. You know, if you're a mason and you want to volunteer your service, you can also reach me at that number. Whatever, if you're a doctor and you want to offer medical service free of cost, you also can reach me at 870-3360 because on the weekend, I am also partnering with the UTech Jamaica. That's one of the prominent university here, to do a medical drive in Black River this weekend, where a team of medical doctors from the University of Technology is coming down. They will be offering medical services and also will be offering oral health services to the people of Black River and its surrounding communities. So that's an initiative that we aim to um, get the support from as we offer this service to them. And also, the National Health Fund will be partnering with us too to ensure that after you are seen by a doctor, you will be able to fill your prescription at no cost and you'll be able to get the medication at that time. Also, I'll be heading down to Party on Thursday um, with a
Hold on, let
medical.
me just ask a question. Is that filling the prescription, is it through your pharmacy or any pharmacy?
No, the filling of the prescription and the medical fare will be done through the National Health Fund with the government
Okay,
entity. Yeah, yeah, man.
okay.
So that's the government entity. But this Thursday, I'll be going through the communities. So if persons want to fill their prescription, you know, if their prescription got lost and they have any ailment, they can see me in the community. I'll be offering my pharmacy services and medical services as well. I have persons coming to offer that service in the community of Parity this Thursday. So I'll be driving through Mountainside, come down through go through Pondside, Hopewell, Hilltop, and then I will be parking and pitching a tent in the square, Party Square, where I'll be there for some time, from about 10 o'clock. So persons who want to fill their prescription, see a doctor, you know, get medical advice, get counseling, get recommendation, can come out and benefit from this sort of service this Thursday at 10 a.m. in Party Square.
Thank you very much for being here tonight, cousin, and for bringing us such update given the circumstances. Despite us being distant, we are still with the community in spirit, and we will do everything we can to support our community and our country. Once again, thank you very much, and we're praying for the family and the community, because despite our community being ravished, we've also lost a family member as a consequences of the devastation. So once again, thank you, and our
All
love
right.
and prayers to the family.
Thank you so much. Have a good night. Blessed love.
And to you as well. Thank you very much, cuz. There you have it, my peeps. Hold on there. I've messed my broadcast up. Let me fix it back. Right, you're back on. I don't know what to say. I honestly don't know what to say, but whatever help and support that we can bring to our families and our communities across Jamaica, in particularly the ravished communities of St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James and Falmouth and all of that, you know, it is a trying and very much confusing time for all of us. And I see a lot of people don't understand the statement I'm making in relation to Darrell Vaz and what Darrell Vaz said about the flight that crashed in Florida yesterday. I understand that, and not everybody follow up everything in the way we do, but we're going to go back to it tonight because it's important to understand where Darrell Vaz is getting at with his information. And then what perks it for me is when the information was put out by Crisis International that they've been blocked from bringing in aid into the country. So we're going to play it again for those who haven't heard, don't understand what it is all about. We're going to let Mr. Vaz mumble, and then we'll go back to crisis response explanation.
I can confirm that the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority has advised me that there was an application made by the said plane N30HG to land in Montego Bay at the IAM Jet Center by email on November 10th. The IAM Jet Center replied advising of the requirements for a permit to be issued and was not responded to. Therefore, no permit to land in Jamaica was granted. We were advised by the Civil Aviation Authority through their Navigational Service Division that there was a flight that took off out of Florida this morning that crashed. We have no details on the pilot or passenger or cargo at this point, but we can confirm that the applicant would have done 2 trips to Jamaica through Cayman to Jamaica since Melissa.
This is the part of your argument that I find confusing, Mr. Vaz. When you don't know the details of the galanging, but you know saying coming to previous times. Yes, I'm not confused, you know. That the part, one of the part that confuses me. When Mr. Vaz is saying no know the detail of the people them. Obviously, it's their third time coming, Mr. Vaz. You're the Minister of Transport. You have oversight of the Civil Aviation Authority. How does that make sense, you telling us that you don't know this and you don't know that? Don't make sense. And one would want to ask, why is it that a private jet bringing in aid into the country in this well-needed time? The government is not even responding. The Civil Aviation Authority is not even responding to their request for landing rights. That alone sparked question. And then you heard the explanation from Crisis International.
That the applicant would have done 2 trips to Jamaica through
Hold on.
Navigational Service Division. That there was a flight that took off out of Florida this morning that crashed. We have no details on the pilot or passenger or cargo at this point, but we can confirm that the applicant would have done 2 trips to Jamaica through Cayman to Jamaica since Melissa. We are waiting.
So when they make the application, Darrell Vaz, what will not respond to? What are you saying? There was no details on the application? That don't make sense, Darrell Vaz. I mean, these people were paying gunpowder who no talk the idiotness, because I gun them a pen pan, you know. You can't talk you out on the mouth say we believe, you know, say so it go the way you know explain it. So whoever point the gun pan your Darrell Vaz and tell you if you say this, you sound like you were trembling in your voice. Hmm? You sound like you were trembling in your voice. Let them just write it in your hand, Miguel, and say, read that.
Further information from the U.S. authorities.
Nobody not believe you, Darrell. Our crisis international explanation there. Nobody don't believe you. Nobody believes you. Lion story.
Friend.
Lion story, Mr. Baz. And you're not able to tell the lion story with any confidence. You're not able to tell the lion story with any confidence. We can't hear the gunman point the gun pan you know the galangin.
Friends, I wanted to give you this important and urgent update in regard to our relief efforts in response to Hurricane Melissa in the island nation of Jamaica. Unfortunately, today we've had a terrible and shocking tragedy unfold. As you know, we've had incredible logistical challenges where the airlines have blocked us from bringing relief items like we normally.
The airline have blocked us. Sorry. The airline have blocked us. We're having serious logistical challenge. Darrell Vaz. The airline have blocked us from bringing in aid as we normally used to. Why and what has caused this blockage? Why did the Civil Aviation Authority not respond to their request for landing to bring aid into the country? Why was it that they had to go to Cayman twice to bring aid in order to assist Crisis International to get their aid into the country? Somebody need to answer these questions, because we're in a situation where every little make a muckle. I mean, I know if I told the Starlink them now going a certain people hand, certain people have hiccups and all of that about the Starlink and the generators and all sort we are coming with the government can't, I don't know if for them problem then we just say.
We do with our volunteers. In response to Hurricane Melissa in the island nation of Jamaica, unfortunately today we've had a terrible and shocking tragedy unfold. As you know, we've had incredible logistical challenges where the airlines have blocked us from bringing relief items like we normally do with our volunteers and responders into the nation. And through a mutual partner and friend, we made connection to a pilot who has been flying us in resources over the last few weeks at his own expense again and again. He's been absolutely amazing. Today he didn't turn up, and unfortunately we found out that he crashed his aircraft in Coral Springs, Florida, and he and his daughter did not survive. We are in absolute shock and disbelief of the situation, and I'm just asking for prayers for his family and his friends at this time.
Working with Alexander was an honor. He kept showing up over and over, repeatedly flying in supplies that we couldn't get anywhere else. Here in Jamaica, he just kept landing and we would unload his plane. He would give us these huge hugs and pray for us. The last thing that he said was that he wanted to join us up on Tower Hill today distributing water filters with his daughter. And he was flying in more Starlinks so that we could connect more people. He just delivered a bunch of medical supplies, water filters, screws for roofs, so many things that this community has needed. The last thing that he said to me was he handed me this large stack of cards about how to know Jesus. And he said, these are great. You've got to tell people about Jesus.
See where the problem be there. See where the problem be there, because they carrying them thing themselves, then them thing come in, and it don't have to go to the government ownership. And Colonel Charles sifting and sorting and hiding and stealing. So it is important for us to know why at this time, what is it with that organization, Crisis International, why their aid, they have to go through so much hoops to get aid into Jamaica, something that the country needs. It's important for us to know why their request for landing was not responded to. We know Darrell Vaz was lying when he's saying, no of the applicant them or whatever, because you don't know about them, but you know, so they start landing, even though they never respond to the request, and you know, so them come via Cayman twice, whether it was arranged by an influential private citizen or the Cayman government, there were still diplomatic communication before the plane land. There were back channel diplomatic communication before the plane land. Him can't just fly in plane from Cayman and come land at Montego Bay. It's not like that. Darrell Vaz. He can't just decide to fly and land and fly in a Jamaica airspace and land in a Jamaica airspace just like that. It no go so. Whatever backdoor channel that you don't want to talk to us about, why you are draw Cayman in it. Cayman may be only doing it to help Jamaica because he's based in Cayman or highly influential in Cayman. But there's something that Darrell Vaz needs to tell us. The information Darrell Vaz gave yesterday wasn't the right information. He gave us a fib. What Darrell Vaz was telling us that he did not know or wasn't aware of at the time, he was fully aware. Based on the information he gave us, they made an application to the Civil Aviation Authority. Are you then saying, Darrell Vaz, that you didn't find out from the Civil Aviation Authority the information on the requests that they did not respond to? Make it make sense, no? These people really think we're fools. Anyway, my peeps, my eye tired. Been looking in computer and phone for the whole day, watching video, reading, and all sorts. There is an article I think I'll tackle that tomorrow morning because I know in the mood, you know. But Dr. Mikey Abrahams has written an article in the Gleaner, which I think I will read that tomorrow morning. The title is Follow the Money. And Mikey Abrahams always writes some good articles. So I think we will look at that tomorrow morning while I go and sort my eyes out now. But thank you all for being here, globalists, and anyone can support Kevar's GoFundMe, please do so. He's doing a lot of work on the ground to various different communities. So if you can support, please do, as he will be doing a water drive soon, which is one of the most requirement of support a lot of people within the disaster zone need at the moment. It's just fresh drinking water. Thank you very much. Join us back tomorrow morning for your At a Glance program when we start the ball all over again. Thank you all for being here, and good night from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it pick a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people day. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not press the poor. Make out what I seen him. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part: if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta and sell out and sell out Babylon. If I throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing! If I throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black? Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.